Hello, Huskies, and welcome to week 5 of Distance Learning with Love. Last week we started our COVID Chronicles journey where we are kind of cataloging all of the changes that are being made for us. And you wrote letters. This week we're going to be talking about a different kind of primary document that you're going to be creating. I'm going to ask you to make a collage. So let's take a look at our document here. I've got a handout ready for you. It's called the COVID Chronicles 2 Collage. It's a handout. It's got some brainstorming questions. I'll show you here. This is what it looks like. All the questions are surrounding the way that our interactions with other human beings have changed, our communication habits, right, our engagement and things of that nature. So in the age of social distancing, we're coming to terms with how to actually continue to interact and have those relationships. So I want you to answer some questions about those topics. What changes have you made since the shutdown? So last week we focused entirely on education. You can still comment on that if you want, but I'm talking a little bit more in terms of your own like personal life. As far as work goes, friends, family, what changes have you seen? What changes have you made? And then also, what are you seeing in the news or on social media that you agree and or disagree with about social distancing? What I'm talking about there is everything from people who are gathered in protest against the social distancing restrictions all the way to people who, won't come out of their houses. So we've got extremes going on all across the world, really and in our own country, in our own backyard. So comment, tell me a little bit about what you think about those things, and they might even become part of your collage if you encounter any of them. How are you keeping in touch with your loved ones? And, dawns on me now that if you're not, what ways could you do that? So what have you tried? Like Zoom videos, visiting through windows, even just phone calls. I've actually had a couple of friends send me postcards in the mail, which is really cool. So maybe I'll add that here, right? Postcards are another really cool way um, to keep in touch. And then lastly, have you been more engaged with nature as a result of this virus? So that's one thing that I've personally seen. Every time I take the dog for a walk, there are like 10 other people taking their dogs for a walk, and it's never before this anyway, that busy. So kind of cool. And what changes are you seeing in nature, even too, if you again watch news or social media? I just saw yesterday something about, the pollution has gone down quite a bit, and it showed maps of how clear the skies are and things of that nature. So that could be part of your collage as well. After exploring your thoughts, collect images that illustrate what social distancing has looked like for you. So think of this as almost like a digital time capsule if you were going to collect all of these relics into, a picture frame. Basically, what would they look like? What would those pictures be of? So you might take pictures of, a mask. I have one. I'm getting a new one. It's cute. It has unicorns on it. It's being sent in the mail, so I don't have it yet. Gloves, got a ton of those and had those before this started, but I've actually used them quite a bit. Toilet paper, everybody's favorite topic. You might make a collage out of a Zoom that you have with your family. Here's an example down here of teachers that made a Zoom, not in our district, but I just found it online. Each one of them has a little word of hope, for their students. Um, be creative though in how you try to capture what our world looks like right now. And here's some other examples. Also, like it says here, you guys are better at technology than I am. You can submit your collage on Classroom, however works best for you. These are tiny because they're just little mini examples, and I would love to be able to see them in a greater scale. But just as some examples I wanted to share with you. Like I said, this is a teacher Zoom. This is, that's my husband. We went for a nature walk a few weeks ago. Actually, I found a four-leaf clover. It's my COVID clover. um, and there was nobody out. We were far away from every other human you could possibly get near, and it was really nice and really refreshing. So if you haven't done any nature walks, safely, I would recommend it. And then this is what work looks like for us now. So this is also my husband and the dog and the computer. She loves to be thoroughly engaged in our work. And there she is on my lap while I'm commenting on, some papers and things. So it looks different. Work looks a little different for us now, and I'm going to continue to build on that collage. And then this is something I found on Instagram. I don't know this woman, but she's a photographer. She does family portraits, and she's capitalizing on this time just like a lot of us are, and using it as a way to comment on the new world that we live in. So she takes all these pictures of people, couples and their families, from a very safe distance, right, like very far away in their windows of their homes. This is her daughter here, so she can get near her, but everybody else in these pictures is behind glass and super far away. So that's a really cool collage, I thought, too, to kind of capture what our time looks like here. So that is your brainstorm to be done by Tuesday, just to get you thinking about, what changes have I made? What am I seeing? What could I take some pictures of? How can I get myself, involved in interacting safely with others? And then what does that actually look like will be the piece that you produce at the end of the week. So that's going to be your actual collage full of all these images. So I'll show you here on Classroom where to find those things real quick. Here's your brainstorm. Like I said, it kind of just all broken down, and the handout is here for you to fill out. And then above that, we'll have, this is where you upload. It says upload here real big. Okay, that's where your collage will go. You can put it on a doc, you can build it in a slideshow. I do want it to be like a collage though, so you would only use one slide and then have a whole bunch of images together. So, but every kind of app makes a collage anymore too. So just take those pictures, gather them, see if you can find a theme in them. The overall theme obviously is just this closure, the COVID closure. But if you want to, narrow it down and get a little bit more specific, like some of mine, like the nature one and the work one are kind of separate, but they could also be put together. So I'm just excited to see what you guys come up with. Again, another primary document, just kind of capturing what our world looks like right now. So thank you, and continue to be safe and be well, and I'll see you next week.